Mary points us to Jesus. She desires nothing of herself, but only to help us to get closer to her Son. That is why we honor her. Do whatever he tells you, is what she said at the wedding in Cana, pointing them to Jesus. She does the same for us. Have you ever felt lost in your faith or have doubts in your faith? Who do you turn to? Hopefully you do turn to someone, a devout Catholic friend, your priest, someone you know who has great faith. They can help point you back to Jesus and your faith. And you turn to them in part based on their reflection of Jesus' love in their lives. And that's how you can look to Mary as well. I heard this analogy that I really liked of thinking of Mary like the moon. While the moon appears to be the source of light, it actually produces no light of its own. Rather, it merely reflects the light of the sun. The only reason why the moon appears so brightly in the sky is because of the sun. In a similar way, Mary doesn't produce her own light, but rather reflects the light of the Son, Jesus. The only reason why Mary can shine a path so bright to Jesus is exclusively because of Jesus. She does nothing good on her own. St. Alphonsus Liguori says, "Go to Mary. She always leads us back to God." Mary is always reflecting his light and directing us back to the right path, back to Jesus, back to her Son. Our honoring of Mary is not about her, but rather the work of God in her. "My soul magnifies the Lord," she said. When we look into a magnifying glass, things appear closer and with much greater detail. That's what Mary does for us. Magnify the Lord for us to find and see and feel her Son, Jesus. Even the dogmas of Mary are all about pointing us to Jesus. For example, when we refer to Mary as the Mother of God, this says far more about Jesus than it does about Mary. No one disputed that Mary was the mother of Jesus the man, but in stating that she is the mother of God, we are saying that Jesus is not merely man, but rather that he is God dwelling among us in the flesh. Mary points us to Jesus. Mary's assumption into heaven points to the ultimate end of Jesus' saving work, enabling us to likewise be granted entrance into heaven. In Mary, we see what all Christians are destined for, eternal bliss and joy with Jesus in heaven. Mary points us to the cause of that joy, Jesus. If you feel lost in your faith, turn to your mother Mary, who will lead you like a little child by the hand towards Jesus. Let her point the way to the Lord and show you the way to her Son.